convert the following temperature to Celsius scale. Okay, we know that there are three scales of temperature. They are Kelvin, okay, degree Celsius, and Fahrenheit. Okay, so this is the equation. Okay, this is the equation which shows the relation between degree Celsius and Kelvin. So Kelvin equal to degree Celsius plus 273. Okay, now we have given 300 Kelvin. We have to convert 300 Kelvin into the Celsius scale. So we know the formula. This is the formula. K is equal to C Celsius. C means Celsius plus 273. Okay, so we will put here. Okay, C plus 273. Now what we will do? 300 is a Kelvin degree. So we will put 300 here. Place of Kelvin is equal to C plus 273. Now we will put C as it is. Okay, now here. Suppose this is 300 is equal to C plus 273. What we will do? We will keep the C here. 300, it is plus here. It will go as minus here. Now subtract them. It will be 27 degree. I hope it is clear to you. So 300 Kelvin and 27 degrees Celsius. They both are same. They both are same. Okay? You understood that? Alright, so I have one more example for you. Next one, convert this. Try to do it by yourself. 573 Kelvin. Again we know the formula. Ck is equal to C plus 273. Okay, so K is equal to C plus 273. Now K. Okay, what is the temperature in Kelvin? It is there, 573. Keep 573 here. C plus 273. Keep C here. 573, it is plus here, so it will be minus, then it will go the other side. So subtract them, it will be 300 degree Celsius. So 300 degree Celsius. Clear? So this is the very important question, okay? So you should learn this equation, that is K is equal to C plus 273. So by this you can convert degree Celsius into Kelvin scale and Kelvin into degree Celsius. Alright? Let's move to the next question. Now children, you have to tell what is the physical state of water at these temperature. Okay, what is the physical state of water at 250 degrees Celsius? We know that water, the melting point of water is 0 degrees Celsius. Okay, boiling point is 100 degrees Celsius. Okay, at 100 degrees Celsius, water is in liquid state. Water, that is liquid. Water is in liquid as well as gas state, okay, because it starts converting into vapors from this point. Okay, so at 100 degrees Celsius it is water and gas also. At 0 degrees Celsius it is ice, that is solid, and liquid also, because it starts melting. So it consists of both the two states, right? So now you tell me at 250 degrees Celsius what will be the physical state of water? Of course it will be a gas, because at 100 degrees Celsius it starts evaporating, it starts converting into vapors. So it will be a gas at 250 degrees Celsius, isn't it? Next one, 100 degrees Celsius, yes, which we just discussed. At 100 degrees Celsius water will be liquid as well as gas. If you take any water, put a thermometer here, give some heat to the water, you will notice that at 100 degrees Celsius, okay, this water will start converting into vapor. So at 100 degrees Celsius, the physical state will be liquid as well as gases. 25 degrees Celsius, at 25 degrees Celsius it will be liquid, because at 0 degree it starts melting. Now 0 degrees Celsius, next D point, yes, it will be solid and liquid, both. It will be solid as well as liquid. Alright, next. Suggest a method to liquefy atmospheric gases. Okay, now you have to tell that how we can convert air around us into liquid. Have you think of doing that? We all know that air is the mixture of carbon dioxide, oxygen, water vapors. Okay, it is a gas. We cannot see it. Okay, we can't see it. But can we convert that into liquid? What do you think? Can we convert that? Can we convert gas into liquid? Yes, we can convert gases into liquid by applying pressure. So the atmospheric gases are taken in a cylinder with Okay, because when we apply the pressure, so suppose these are the gaseous particles, when we apply the pressure they come closer. Okay, so when they come closer they form the structure of liquids. So thus atmospheric gases can be converted into liquids by applying what? By applying pressure and by reducing their temperature, by cooling. Okay, when you reduce the temperature you are actually going towards the cooler side. Okay, you reduce the temperature, it means something is related with cooling. Okay, you increase the temperature, it means something is related with heating. Understood? So this is the thing about temperature or heat. Next, why does our palm feel cold when we put some acetone or petrol or perfume on it? So have you ever tried it? Yes, have you ever tried to put some acetone? Acetone is a liquid which is used for removing nail polish. Okay, you must have seen your mothers, your sisters, or maybe you must have also used acetone to remove the nail polish from your hand. So by mistake, if you happen to put some acetone or petrol on your palm, you will feel cool. Okay, your palm feels cold. Why? Because acetone is a volatile liquid. Okay, acetone is a volatile liquid. Okay, volatile liquid evaporates quick. Okay, they evaporates in a fraction of seconds. So acetone is a volatile liquid. Once you keep it in your palm, it evaporates. And when it evaporates, it takes away the heat from your palm, because your palm acts as that surface. Okay, so when the water or when the acetone evaporates, it takes away the heat from your palm. So thus cooling sensation in our hands. Clear, children? So it is just the trick of or the thing about the evaporation, that evaporation causes cooling sensation. Okay, next question. Why we are able to sip hot tea or milk faster from a saucer rather than a cup? Okay, you must have seen saucer. So suppose this is the cup. Okay, this is the cup and the plate which you use along with the cup. Okay, so that is saucer. Actually that is a saucer. So if you may have noticed, you may have seen that if you pour some tea or milk into the saucer, you are easily or you are able to sip hot tea. It becomes cooler. Okay, it becomes little cool as it was before in the cup. So why we are able to do that? What is the phenomena? What is the process behind that? Okay, so let us see here. Tea in a saucer. Okay, if you pour some tea into that saucer, so you will notice that saucer has large surface area. Okay, the cup has smaller surface area, but the saucer has large surface area. Tea in a saucer has large surface area than in the cup. The rate of evaporation is faster with increased surface area. The cooling of tea in saucer takes place sooner than in a cup. Hence, we are able to sip hot tea or milk faster from a saucer. Okay, so evaporation becomes faster when the surface area is large. Okay, we know that evaporation depends on surface area, it depends on temperature, okay, it depends on humidity, it also depends on wind speed. Okay, so higher the surface, larger the surface area, faster will be the evaporation process. I hope you have understood that. Children, we are revising also few topics that we have already covered. Okay. Next question. You can take the snapshot so that you can keep it later for further revision. Next. What type of clothes should we wear in summer? Of course, we should wear light colored clothes. Why light colored clothes? Why your mother doesn't ask you to, don't ask you to wear black clothes in summer? Why you prefer wearing light colors like light pink, white colors in summer? Because light color reflects heat. Okay, it reflects the heat, whereas black color, dark color, they absorbs the heat. Okay, they absorb it. That is the reason the blazer of your school, they are black in color, they are royal blue in color, because they are dark colors, they absorb the heat. Okay, so in summer you need to wear light colored clothes because it reflects heat. Whereas cotton clothes, okay, so that is the reason all we should wear cotton clothes also, because generally cotton clothes have light colors. Also cotton clothes have pores in it. Okay, so cotton clothes, they are very light in colors, they are very thin, they are very touch also, they also have some small pores. So these pores, okay, they absorb the sweat and allow the sweat to evaporate. Okay, so they absorb a lot of sweat and they evaporate. Okay, when evaporation occurs, we know that it gives a cooling effect, because evaporation is always accompanied by a cooling phenomenon. Okay, so this was the question related to evaporation. I hope you have understood that why we should wear light colors clothes in summer, because light color clothes helps in reflecting of light, and also cotton clothes have pores which helps in the faster evaporation. Okay, so I hope children you have understood these question answers very nicely, and this was the last class of our chapter first, matter in our surrounding. I hope you have understood everything, and I'll see you in our next chapter, children.